Hey everybody, I'm Johnny Wilkins and we're gonna do some shore fishing in Downers Grove, Illinois. And I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks on how to get somebody who's new into fishing, into the sport of fishing. And today we're gonna keep it real simple and see if we can't have some success with simple gear. So when you first take someone fishing, you might think that your regular setup is simple. So in my case, I'm gonna fish with a longer rod and reel from shore. You think it's simple because you've been using it for years, but for a new person, there's all sorts of complexities to what you think is a simple setup. It's gonna be hard for them to get the timing, to get the intricacies of the reel where they don't tangle on their first couple to casts or put it in the grass. So rather than starting them out on your gear, I recommend we go teach everyone with something even simpler, and that is a telescopic pole. It has no reel, so take all of that learning out of the formula. It's just simply a pole that extends, a bite indicator, and a small hook and some light line. So essentially, this is a modern day cane pole. It stores real small, you can fit easily in a small car, and you're ready for action. Okay, so we have a small hook, and in our case, we're gonna be using a small grub. That's a larva, and that larva is called a spike. Two sides to the spiky end and the flat end. So we want to work on the flat end. On the flat end, there's a calloused area. It's across from the brown dots. So in that calloused area, you're going to put our sharp hook right there, and then we're going to pull it on slowly. You want as little of the grub hooked as possible, and when you do it right, the grub should move on the hook like that. There's bite. Didn't fish. So the simplicity is just casting. You can do something fancy, but you literally just pendulum it out to the spot. There it is. All right. And then same thing, to bring the fish in, you simply swing it to hand, catch the line, okay? And if you pay attention, the hook is right in the lip. Hold the hook, pull the fish off right, for an easy release, yeah? And then swing it back out. So the first thing you'll do when you're teaching a new person is when to act when the fish takes and how to set the hook. So here, for instance, as soon as that float twitched, and we lost that one, as soon as the float has any type of abnormal movement, if it twitches, if it gets heavy, which means it sits a little lower in the water, or if it rises up, then you teach them how to set the hook. And so that's the first thing they're gonna need to recognize is when to act when on that fish take. And once they get it, then they'll start hooking the fish in the lips, and that's easier to take them off. But that sometimes it's hard to teach a person that reflex, and they'll get that timing and it'll improve quickly. So this is a great way to teach someone how to react to the fish take. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is a great method using the modern telescopic pole and a small float to catch a lot of fish. But how about if we go a little more primitive than this and see how simple we can make it? All right, so when taking someone new to fish, you want to keep things very simple, and it can't get much more simple than a primitive bite indicator. This is a feather, but this is so simple. We have something to carry the line and set the hook. We have something to see when the fish takes the hook, which is the feather. Some weights to keep the feather loaded down, and a weight to drop the bait in the water, and a hook. Very small hook. This will ensure action, and you want action for someone new into the sport. Oh, is that a fish? Yep. And it's crappie to boot. So the barbless hook comes out easy. The crappie might not be as big as an exotic lake, but the new fisherman doesn't care. So there it is. It's crappie again. I might just sell all my gear at a garage sale and go feather from now on, yeah? Here's another one. I'm sitting here with a bunch of competition gear, 10-foot rods and 40-foot poles. but we just caught a dozen fish with a garden stick and a feather. So if you keep it simple, you can have a lot of success. A lot of people think that this is what you need to go fishing. So some lures and different fish catching things that we're used to, but it's not really simple. So the key is action. We want to add action like we saw with many fish caught, different species. So it boils down to simplicity. Small bite indicator, such as we used a feather, small split shot, small barbless hook, very small, and then light line. So that is the way to bring a brand new person into the sport, is results, action, excitement, different species. And so you take somebody out, keep it with the simple setups that you've seen, and make a new fisherman. That's what it's all about. Hey, we've had a lot of fun today, so we saw a lot of fish, we had some action. Keep it simple. I'm Johnny Wilkins, thanks for watching.